He thought his girlfriend was 600 kilometers away, visiting family. Instead, he spotted her laughing on a restaurant patio, leaning into her ex, toasting drinks, like she didn't have a care in the world. That moment didn't end in screaming. It didn't end in confrontation. It ended in silence. And a plan so clean, so calm, that when it finally unfolded, she never saw it coming. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, if you've ever wanted justice without getting your hands dirty, this story is for you. Hit like, subscribe, and settle in, because this is one of the most cold, calculated, and satisfying revenge stories you'll hear today. The setup: trust cracks and quiet doubt. A buddy of mine, let's call him Mark, had been with his live-in girlfriend for a couple of years. Not perfect, not disastrous, just strained. You know the kind of relationship where conversations feel heavier than they should, where silences stretch a little too long, where you start choosing your words carefully, not because you're thoughtful, but because you're tired. That was them. They were going through a rough patch. Arguments that went nowhere. Distance that didn't quite have a name yet. Then one day, she told him she needed space. She said she was going to visit family, about 600 kilometers away, and would be gone for a week. No red flags. No accusations. Just a suitcase by the door and a quick goodbye. Mark watched her leave and told himself, maybe this time apart will help. A few days later, Mark was out running errands. Nothing special. Just another afternoon trying to keep busy. Then he saw her. Not in another city. Not with family. But sitting on a restaurant patio, laughing, relaxed. Her body turned towards someone she knew very well. Her ex. She looked happy. Not trying to be okay happy. Not getting through things happy. Carefree. Comfortable. Intimate. Mark didn't storm over. Didn't shout. Didn't even frown. He stood there, heart pounding, palms cold, brain strangely calm. And he took pictures. Clear ones. Undeniable ones. Proof. Then he turned around and went home. The internal shift, when love quietly dies. That night, Mark didn't cry. He didn't rage. He sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall, feeling something heavy settle into his chest. Not anger. Clarity. He replayed every late night, every unexplained absence, every "I'm just staying with friends." And suddenly, everything made sense. She didn't know it yet, but the relationship was already over. What came next wasn't emotion. It was logistics. The quiet planning phase. Here's where it gets good. Mark was on a month-to-month lease, but the contract required 60 days notice. His girlfriend? She wasn't on the lease at all. Legally, she was a guest. So Mark gave his notice. No drama. No explanation. He quietly found a new place. In the weeks that followed, he played it cool. Still polite. Still distant. He mentioned couples therapy once. Didn't push it. Avoided intimacy. Not that it was being offered anyway. Meanwhile, she stayed out late. Claimed she was crashing at friends' places. Sometimes didn't come home at all. Mark's response was always the same. Okay. No suspicion. No questions. Just calm.
The Landlord Alliance. Now here's where fate or karma steps in. Mark's landlord was a decent guy. Mark explained everything. Showed the photos. Laid out the lease terms. The landlord agreed to stay quiet. No calls. No hints. They coordinated viewings for new tenants only when she was at work or out with her affair partner. Every step was clean. Silent. She had no idea the floor beneath her was already gone. The final day. Execution. Moving day arrived early. A hired moving crew showed up that morning. Boxes. Tape. Efficiency. She walked out of the bedroom confused. What's going on? Mark didn't raise his voice. Didn't insult her. He laid copies of the photos on the table. One by one. The patio. The laughter. Her face drained. Before she could even respond, the landlord stepped in. He explained calmly that she had until midnight to remove her belongings. He didn't. They'd be placed on the curb. New tenants were moving in within 2 days. Business, not emotion. The fallout, reality hits hard. He looked around. Every piece of furniture? Marks. The couch. The bed. Fable. All hers amounted to was clothes, toiletries, personal items. They sat in a pile in the middle of the room. Mark took one final photo. Not for revenge. Not for bragging. For closure. She stood there, surrounded by boxes, holding a phone that suddenly had no place to go. No screaming. No begging. Just the sound of tape sealing boxes. And the quiet realization that her safety net was gone. Mark walked out with his dignity intact. No confrontation. No mess. Just consequences. To this day, the story is legendary in our friend group. Not because it was cruel, but because it was earned. Revenge doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes the most devastating response is calm, legal, and final. Betrayal closes doors. Respect keeps them open. If this story made you smile, shake your head, or whisper wow, hit that like button. Tell us in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And if you want more stories where karma shows up right on time, subscribe for more.